Yes, guys, good morning. It's not even early. 7:52. We have slept like shit last night. Both kids up. Youngest up for 2 hours. Eldest came in and was in our bed for like 3 hours. So, yeah, your boy is tired. We actually went to sleep a little bit earlier last night. We were going to sleep at like 11 o'clock. Or closer to 11 than 10, because we've been watching a series for the first time since Willow's been born. And we've been watching I Will Find You on Netflix. It's good shit. Anyways, last night I was like, we need to get to bed early because I've been a bit tired sometimes. I can tell it's been affecting. I can tell I just haven't been getting enough sleep really, or as much as I'd like. If kids don't wake up, I'm fine. But, you go to sleep an hour later and then your kids wake up at night, you're sabotaging yourself if you're a parent, you know the score. And we've got gains to make, so we can't be doing that shit. So last night I went to sleep at like 10:15, just slightly better. But obviously woke up, so is what it is. Right, it's rest day. I'm going to do a rest day, full day of eating. I'm going to do the full shebang. I don't usually start recording until I've like eaten a meal and just record the food. I'll show you everything. So I always start the day, I come down, I get Florence her milk. She likes having a milk in the morning, so I'm just giving her that. Me and Penny aren't going to have a drink today just because we've got up a little bit late and she needs to get out of the house. I need to get on this, get my steps in. So I get up, sort floor out, I come downstairs, I have a little swig of the old water. I treat myself. I would drink bottled water all the time if I could, but it's just like an unnecessary expense at this stage in life. So I basically just get I treat myself to one of these a day. So I have a Fresher in the morning, and I'll put this in the fridge the night before, so it's delicious, like a treat, which actually makes for dieting and being on it even easier. Just makes something else to enjoy. Sounds so weird, it just water, but it does, makes it easier, makes it enjoyable. So do that, and then I just fill it up, and I have 3 to 4 of these a day, so 4.5 to 6 litres from here each day. And then I have a little bit of fluids from coffees and, peppermint teas or, fruit teas and stuff. So yeah, that's how we start. And then usually we take Bruce out and we either do this little 10 to 15 minute walk, depending on what time's or a bit of a bigger, close to 20 to 30 minute walk. And usually that equates to per 10 minutes, 1,000 steps. However, I decided last night, because I trained legs yesterday, me and Tom absolutely paggered him. And when you've trained that hard and you've got DOMs the morning of, sorry, not even the morning of, you got DOMs that same day. DOMs started kicking in the same day of training them, quads and stuff. So I decided last night, right, it's rest day tomorrow. I always find that it's harder to get my steps in on the rest day just because I'm not going to the gym. Whenever I go to the gym, I get an extra 2,000 in just from doing 10-minute walking on the treadmill and moving around at the gym. So I figured, right, I need to front load my day. I thought my legs are going to be fucked and I'm usually always tired as well. So I thought I'm going to get the walking pad out. So I'm going to do half an hour on the walking pad, then do the short walk with Bruce, and then I've clocked hopefully 4 to 4,500 before I've even started work. So I'll see you in a bit.
And you don't even know how much more could I handle.
Woo! Right guys, so as you can see, we're over 30 minutes. I'm going to let it run a little bit. First 20 minutes, just been watching YouTube. Well, I've been watching YouTube the entire time, but the last 10 minutes we've been responding to clients. I like to have a little bit of time where I'm just in my own head when I start the day. Even if it's just 20 minutes, half an hour, something like that. Okay, it's 8:30 now. I'm going to get off, go up Bruce, have a shower, have a coffee. And then it's Thursday, so don't have as many guys checking in on a Thursday. Just got my transformation clients, guys, on a Thursday. And their deadline's check-in's 9, so I'll probably sit down at 9 today. I usually sit down 8:15. Sit down at 9 today. And get through them check-ins. Take me an hour or two. Make sure everyone's seen to. They've got a one-to-one call, and then I've got some other YouTube videos to make, some of the little bits and bats. got something coming in September, which is going to be pretty awesome as well. So I need to prep for that. Woo! Almost fell off. Something I forgot to mention earlier as well is this morning, obviously yesterday I trained legs really hard. We just fucking, I'm going to say harder. We did an extra 1 or 2 sets of compound movements, went a bit closer to failure, as in like, instead of just doing continuous reps until we couldn't do any more like that, we did continuous reps till we couldn't do any more like that, and somewhat like the pendulum say, then did like 3 more reps where we like paused at the top, went again, paused at the top, went again. So a bit more fatigued, sleep was obviously poor, and then last night, instead of having 100 grams of rice for one of the meals, I had some potato, had a bit more veg, because Penny made like chicken and potatoes and that. Then had some rice cake to top up the carbs. So different food sources, bad sleep, smashed legs, all these things can lead to a different body weight the following morning, and they did. So body weight shot up like pretty much 2 pounds. So I've been like 194, 193 and a half. This morning I was 195.7. So yeah, definitely feeling a bit puffier as well, which might just be in my head, might be placebo, but yeah, if you train hard, if you have like a really hard leg day, or your sleep's been bad, and you wake up and your body weight's up, even if you're in a fat loss phase, obviously I'm in a gaining phase right now, but even if you're in a fat loss phase, you can't expect your body weight to actually go up the next morning. So don't freak out, it doesn't mean you're not dropping body fat, it just means you're holding on to water, which is just a normal stress response from the body. And it's nothing to worry about. You have a good night's sleep. Typically what you'll find is after a rest day and a great night's sleep, that's when you'll probably find your best, like your lowest weigh-ins of the week. So yeah, thought I'd mention that one. I know some guys get their head in a twist when the body weight's going up, when they want it to go down, or if it jumps up too quick. Right, I'll see you in a bit. Woohoo! Now that is a proper black coffee, gentlemen. And ladies, if any ladies watch this, which it out. Right, so morning steps done. Been responding to some clients, obviously, in and amongst. Now I'm gonna have this refreshing black coffee. I don't know why I've got this fucking little fluffy thing here. That's usually when you've got like wind or other noise disturbances. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna sit here, douche, enjoy this coffee, respond to some clients, then I'm gonna head up to my office, which is my attic room, office/spare room/ dumping ground. And I'm gonna box off some client check-ins. So yeah, we're gonna see how the transformation guys are doing. But in the meantime, I'm gonna enjoy this shit. And yeah, caffeine, what can I say about caffeine? I usually do 2 servings of caffeine a day. I find when I start doing more, sleep gets impacted. I also feel that, I don't know if anyone else can relate to this, who's like maybe has like small bouts of like poor sleep, like parents or shift workers. Sometimes if I do too much caffeine, I actually feel like wired but tired. Like I feel like I'm not thinking any clearer. I feel a bit, I don't know if anxious is the right word, but I don't feel as calm, which isn't always helpful. Like sometimes I want to feel calm, right? So yeah, this is a double espresso, Darkwoods, delicious, black, refreshing goodness. And yeah, we're gonna enjoy this bad boy. And I'll probably see you, at Coño Fucker Meal One. Yes guys, Meal 1 about to go down. So got some client work done, had a call with a client, which I don't typically have on a Thursday. So it's meant I'm a little bit knocked back with my Transformation Challenge guys check-ins, but they're still gonna get the check-in response in the morning. It's not even 11 o'clock yet, so we're still cooking. Right, Meal 1. We've got 4 whole eggs, shitting. It's usually 1 slice of sourdough or 1 slice of toast. My dad makes bread, sometimes I have that, which is class. Sometimes we have these like toasty sourdough, toasty loaf things, which are like Jason's, I think it is, or like Aldi do them. And it's supposed to be 1 slice on a rest day, but quite small, so adding this like little end bit, a little bit extra. We've got pink salt, which we add to the eggs. not a crazy amount. I don't track my salt, as it were, at the minute. And then we've got some low salt in here. So this is actually 80 grams of cream of rice. And we've actually got Rob's brand for this one. So we've got a Gas Mark 10 cream of rice, and it is white chocolate coconut. We've got some low salt in there. We've got some 200 grams of mixed berries, and that's that. And then in here, we've got 10 grams of creatine, which I have every morning. And we've got a vitamin C effervescence, like just the orange dissolvable ones. And then we've got 3 caps of, have I left the heating on? Oh no, it's fucking rice cookers kicking off. We've got 3 fish oils, and these are the Omega Pharma Pro by Trained by JP. These seem to be like the best on the market. I used to use Nordic oil, which are good, but these are slightly better. You want to be looking for a good amount of EPA and DHA. So I'll have 6 of them a day, and I think that's 3,000 milligrams of EPA, and I think 1,800 DHA. And then we've got Bish Bash Bosh, some vitamin D3 and K2, 6,000 IU of D3. And then we've got 2 magnesium, so 2 grams of magnesium biglycinate, which gives you 500 milligrams of elemental. I'll have 4 of these a day. Magnesium targets, I follow per 10 kilos of body weight, 100 milligrams of elemental magnesium. That's going to help with like stress reduction, recovery, etc. D3 is going to help with your immune system, your mood, your performance. And then your omegas is going to help with cardiovascular health, lung health, heart health, brain health, fucking inflammation, joints, the job lot. And yeah, that's that. So I'll put the calories on the screen, I'll put the protein on the screen, I might put the full macros on the screen. Gonna enjoy this and get back to some work. See you soon. Meal number 2 going down. By the way, I do 5 meals a day. I just enjoy it. I find it easy to stick to, and anything less than 4 meals is not as optimal for gains. If you want to make gains, you want at least 4 servings of protein a day, ideally. So I do 5. 6 feels a bit inconvenient at times. 5 feels a nice sweet spot for me. I've done it for years and I enjoy it. And this meal's simple. So we've got a rice cooker. I've had the same rice cooker. It's the Russell Hobbs one for 6 years. I've only just replaced it with the exact same one. And the only reason I replaced it is because when we lived at the old house, I'd like fucking dropped it off. I fucking dropped it from like above my head height, pulling it down from above the oven where we used to keep it. And I didn't even fully fuck it up, to be honest. Just made it a bit misshapen, which is just an aesthetic issue. And I lost the serving spoon for it, which is plastic, and I used like a metal one for a bit. Oh, sometimes. And basically the non-stick had gone on like the inside of it, so the rice just wasn't quite as good. So it didn't look, the actual rice cooker was a bit misshapen because I dropped it. It was a bit beat up and the non-stick wasn't working, so I just replaced it with the same one. 30 quid on Argos, right? Never used a rice cooker before. You basically just put your rice in, give it a quick wash, put it through sieve, whatever, and you just put in however much weight rice you put in, you put the same weight, you put double that in water. So I did 200 grams of rice there, so I did 400 ml of water. I tell a lie, I actually do 205 grams of rice. No matter how much rice I put in, whether it's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 50, I always put 5 grams of rice extra because you always lose a little bit, right? When you're fucking about, look, there's a bit there. So that's what I do. And yeah, you just press fucking on. You don't have to boil the rice or anything like that. You just press on, leave it, walk away, go do your work. If you work from home, they're fucking great. Or even if you've got kids and you've got other shit to do, you just leave it. You don't have to worry about it boiling everywhere. The rice is fucking perfect and delicious. And when it's finished, it just flicks up and it keeps it hot. It like goes in this keep warm setting. So I fucking highly recommend a rice cooker for anyone serious about making gains. And there we have it. So we've got chicken fajita. We've got fajita seasoning chicken breast in there at the bottom that I cooked yesterday. So you have a serving of that. 200 grams of raw weight. So I cook it all at once. I did it in the pan, frying pan. By the way, a little hack, when you're cooking in the frying pan, and this is how I cook everything, like whether you use olive oil, coconut, fucking oil, fucking rapeseed oil, whatever, ideally olive oil's got quite a low smoke point, so even though it's really healthy for you raw, when you cook with it, it's actually not as good for you. Ignore the mess here, by the way. All I do is I just put a tiny bit in, in the frying pan. Sometimes I spill too much in, that's fine. And then I get a piece of kitchen roll and I rip it into like a square, and then I basically wipe all the oil off so you can't see any residue, but there's just enough for like a very, very fine coating, so there's hardly any there. And I just feel like that's better than using like Frylight. I imagine it's cheaper, but also like Frylight's got loads of different crazy things in there. If you choose like one oil, I think it's probably just better for you, isn't it, right? I mean, it's a small 1%, but it's probably better for you. So anyways, we've got 100 grams of raw weight jasmine rice. Jasmine rice is the goat. It's nice and sticky, it's delicious. And yeah, I prefer it over basmati or long grain, but it's up to you what you like. I haven't actually prepped any veg for this. I was going to do some salad. All my meals, I put a bit of pink salt on. I don't measure it. The reason why I don't measure it, by the way, you might be thinking that, is your body's pretty good at processing stuff like this. The main thing is that you're actually getting some in. I think the exception why you might want to measure your salt is if you find that like you're cramping up or something's happening like weird like that, you're not getting good pumps, but you're on a decent amount of food. So that might be where like you might be having too little salt. What happens is when you have too much salt as well, it just gives you the shits. So yeah. Also, if you're an enhanced bodybuilder or you're someone that's on gear or you are overweight, if you have too much salt, your blood pressure might rise, so it's worth keeping an eye on that. But typically you will just shit your pants if you have too much at once. So yeah, that's what I do. And my blood pressure's healthy and I'm getting good pumps. So I don't even weigh it, I just have enough. Okay, eyeball that shit. If I was doing a bodybuilding competition, maybe that might be different. You might want to control the variables a bit more, but I want to keep it simple, I want to keep it enjoyable, and that's what I do. So there we have it. I'm going to see if we've got any salad or veg in the fridge. I'll add that bad boy on. We'll have a look. Yes, so I forgot. The boss did some, we had a roast dinner last night pretty much. So we've got some, not many, but got some roast carrots, parsnips in there, hardly any. Just a little bit. I don't go too crazy with veg now, my food's a bit higher. I've done that a couple times and almost feels like my food's like sitting a bit too much. So digestion's a little bit better. Not going too high or crazy on the veg, but I still have veg. I have plenty of berries, plenty of micronutrients there. So anyways, gonna enjoy this meal. I'll see you at meal 3. Right, meal number 4. Accidentally missed out on meal number 3. Your boy crashed this afternoon. I just went full, brain just went like retard mode from the lack of sleep and I just forgot to record it. But meal 3 was 50 grams of cream of rice, 40 grams of whey and 200 grams of pineapple. On the rest day I usually have 20 grams of dark chocolate or peanut butter with that meal, but what I did was I didn't have it. And instead I'm having 200 grams of beef mince, which is basically matching macros sort of thing, like 10 grams of fat in here, roughly matching macros, 10 grams of fat in here, as opposed to chicken breast, which will have been like pretty much negligible fat. So yeah, 200 grams of beef mince here, 100 grams of raw weight white rice. Not much veg, again, kind of like the theme of earlier, just a little bit of a red onion. And I've gone fancy today. Usually I was gonna add some brown sauce and some reduced sugar ketchup, but we had a lime in, so I just squeezed a bit of wedge of lime in there, and yeah, got some, put them like beef oxo cube things. They're not called that, they're the one that like kind of melt into it. Put that in it, so it's extra beefy and some low salt, because I don't think I needed normal salt in there, because I think that's pretty salty already, is that thing you add in. So that's going to be meal number 4. Apologies for missing meal number 3. After this, I'm going to grab 3 omegas again and 2 magnesium. It didn't really matter. I used to just do like my magnesium spread amongst the day. I don't think it really matters as long as you digest it fine. You find out if you don't, you'll need to go to the toilet in a bad way. Okay, and then we've got one last meal later on. Front loading the day with steps has worked, so we've done 8,471 steps. I haven't really had to do loads more or think about loads more. I did like another 10-15 minutes on walk pad this aft. And, you know, I'll just get the rest in now just by family life and taking the dog out there. But yeah, there we have it. I shall see you at the last meal of the day. Right, guys. Last meal of the day. It is 20 to 9. Both children are asleep. And we've got this bad boy. So, We've got 100 grams of cream of rice. We've got this apple pie flavour cream of rice. Then we've got 20 grams of dark chocolate. And what I'd do is make the cream of rice, put dark chocolate on, and then I kind of like push the dark chocolate around on top of it, and it creates like a layer of chocolate on it. And then I put it in the freezer. Sorry, I put the berries on, so 200 grams of blueberry pineapple mix. And then I put it in the freezer, and the dark chocolate sort of like hardens up on top. You can get the same effect if you put it in the fridge overnight, but obviously I only made it half an hour ago. And then I made like a whey sludge, my cookie dough, 40 grams of cookie dough whey from Perform, which is pretty tasty. I do think this whey though, anything other than whey isolate, if I have too much, I think it does mess with my skin a little bit. And I'm not just saying that as like a cop out because I'm on testosterone now. Like, this has happened for like all my life. Like if I have too much whey or like whey protein, it's like only like 70 grams of protein per 100 grams like this. Sometimes I like too much milk. I kind of end up getting a little bit of skin not being too great. So yeah, that might be it. But Yorkshireman, I want to finish the tub, and it tastes good. Anyways, so that's last meal. Got some low salt on there as well to help hit them potassium goals, which I don't know what they are because I'm not weighing it, but hey ho. And I don't think I put any pink salt in here because the Trained by JP cream of rice has already got a decent amount of salt in. Guys, check your cream of rice, check whatever carb sources you're using, such as like bread sourdoughs. I've mentioned it before, like something my brother did, and he sort of like messed up with it, and then he told me about it. And it's like, check your sourdough, check your cream of rice. Some of them, like the sodium's like quite high, so you don't need to add as much. Basically, I'll just add low salt, and that way you're getting a more balanced electrolyte profile. But anyways, I'm gonna eat this, relax, and yeah, end the video there. I'm gonna put the calories on the screen. This is rest day, so a little bit less than training day, a few hundred calories less. Gonna check in tomorrow morning with our Tom and see what body weight's saying, see if it levels back down after today, because today it's done a mad one, jumping up 2.2 pounds after a bad night's sleep and leg day, so hopefully tonight we get a good sleep as well. Fingers crossed. Right guys, I'll see you in a bit. Peace.